All right, so today we're going to be diving into content marketing,
Okay.
specifically how it's being reshaped by AI.
Yeah.
You've been reading up on this.
Yeah, I have.
We have this blog post, Content Marketing, the key to AEO and SGO return on now.
Hmm.
It's got some pretty interesting points in it.
Yeah, for sure.
I was even surprised by some of these new acronyms.
Right.
Like, we're not just in the SEO world anymore.
It's a whole new world.
We're talking AEO, SGO,
Hmm.
even GEO now.
GEO.
Yeah. But don't worry, we'll break it all down together.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And by the end of this deep dive, you'll have a solid grasp on how to navigate content marketing in the age of AI.
Yeah, you know what really jumps out at me from this blog post
Mm-hmm.
is how it's saying content marketing, it's not just a nice to have anymore.
Right.
It's absolutely essential.
Really?
Essential.
Yeah. And not just any content either.
Okay.
We're talking top tier,
Yeah.
truly valuable stuff.
So it's not enough to just churn out articles and hope for the best. No, not anymore.
It feels like the stakes have been raised.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about it. AI is basically acting as this super-powered filter for information online.
Okay.
These algorithms are constantly scanning content, ranking it based on things like relevance, accuracy,
Yeah.
user engagement.
Right.
And the more AI becomes integrated into our lives, the more important it is for content to meet those standards.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So in a way, AI is almost curating the internet for us.
That's a great way to put it.
Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, if your content doesn't rise to the top,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to get lost in the noise.
Wow.
And that brings us to these new acronyms.
Okay.
The blog post highlights AEO, SGO,
Okay.
and GEO.
Right.
They might sound intimidating at first,
Yeah.
but they're all building on this foundation of good content.
Okay, so let's break those down a bit.
Okay.
I remember when SEO was like the big thing to worry about.
All right?
Now we have this whole new alphabet soup.
Yeah.
What's changed?
Well, think about how we use search engines today.
Yeah.
We don't just type in keywords anymore.
Right.
We ask full questions.
Yeah.
Often in conversational language.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, so AEO
Okay.
or answer engine optimization
Answer engine optimization
is all about tailoring content to directly answer those queries.
Oh, okay.
Think FAQs, how-to guides,
Yeah.
those quick snippets of info that pop up at the top of a search.
Right, right,
It's about anticipating the questions your audience is asking
right.
and giving them clear and concise answers.
So it's like being that go-to resource, the
Yeah.
one that always has the answer ready.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we have SGO,
SGO.
or Search Generative Optimization,
Okay.
which takes it a step further.
Mhm.
Remember how I said AI is getting better at understanding natural language?
Yeah.
SGO is about optimizing your content to match the way people actually speak and search.
Okay.
It's not just about keywords anymore.
Right.
It's about intent and context.
Yeah.
It's about crafting content that flows like an actual conversation.
So instead of just listing keywords,
Yeah.
I need to think about how someone would actually phrase a question
Right.
about that topic.
Exactly.
That's really
It's
interesting.
a subtle but important shift.
Okay.
And then there's GEO,
GEO. Okay.
which stands for Generative Engine Optimization.
Generative engine optimization.
This one's all about leveraging AI,
Right.
not just to find content,
Mm-hmm.
but to create it.
Wait, AI can actually write content now.
It can.
Wow.
And it's getting increasingly sophisticated.
Really?
Think product descriptions, social media posts,
Mm-hmm.
even news articles.
Wow.
But here's the catch,
Hey.
and the blog post makes this point very clearly.
Okay.
It's still crucial to maintain a human touch.
Right.
AI can be a powerful tool,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't replace your unique voice and perspective.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It feels like AI is more of a partner in the content creation process,
Right.
not a replacement.
Absolutely. And that partnership is going to be key as we move forward.
Okay.
But there's another crucial element the blog post touches on,
Okay.
and I think it's worth spending some time unpacking.
Yeah.
The idea of building trust and authority
Okay.
through your content.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Isn't there a saying content is king?
Yeah.
Or has that changed too?
It's definitely evolved.
Okay.
I'd say in the age of AI,
Uh-huh.
content is emperor, is more fitting.
Content is emperor.
Here's why.
Yeah.
As algorithms get better at filtering information,
Okay.
users are naturally going to gravitate towards sources
Mm-hmm.
they perceive as trustworthy and authoritative.
Okay.
Think about it when you're searching for something online.
Yeah.
Don't you tend to trust websites or articles that seem
Okay.
credible,
Oh.
well-informed?
I know I do.
Yeah.
I'm much more likely to click on an article from a reputable source than one that looks like it was thrown together in 5 minutes.
Exactly. And AI is picking up on those same cues. It's analyzing things like backlinks, user engagement,
Okay.
even the consistency and depth of your content
Right.
to determine how authoritative you are on a given topic.
Interesting.
So building that trust and authority
Okay.
is no longer just a feel-good factor. It's directly tied to your content's visibility and reach.
Wow.
It's like AI is giving you a score
Huh.
based on how much it thinks your audience can rely on you for quality information.
That's a really interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
So in a way, AI is almost forcing content creators to step up their game.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
No more shortcuts,
But now
no more fluff pieces.
Exactly.
It's all about providing genuine value to your audience.
You got it. And the blog post actually highlights some pretty compelling evidence for why this matters.
Okay.
Did you know that according to the Content Marketing Institute, 70% of consumers would rather learn about a company through their content
Really?
than through ads?
Wow.
It's
70%.
70%.
That's a huge number.
It is.
It really speaks to the power of authentic content, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
People are tired of being bombarded with ads.
Yeah, I am too.
They want to feel like they're getting something valuable in exchange for their time and attention.
Right.
And when you can provide that through informative
Okay.
and engaging content,
Yeah.
you're building a level of trust and loyalty
Okay.
that no ad campaign can replicate.
So we've got this new alphabet soup of SEO terms,
Right.
AEO,
Right.
SGO, even GEO.
Geo.
And we know that building trust and authority through high quality content
Yeah.
is more important than ever.
Absolutely.
But how do those things actually work together in practice?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one we're going to delve into much deeper as we go through this deep dive.
Okay.
But before we do,
Yeah.
I think it's worth taking a closer look at AEO and SGO,
Okay.
those two big players in the new world of SEO.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm ready to get tactical. What do AEO and SGO actually look like in action?
Well, let's start with AEO,
Okay. AEO.
Answer Engine Optimization.
Answer engine optimization.
Remember, it's all about giving users those direct, concise answers they're searching for.
Okay.
Think FAQs,
FAQs?
how-to guides,
Right.
even those quick snippets of information that pop up at the top of search results.
Right, right.
It's about anticipating the questions your audience is likely to have
Yeah.
and providing those answers in a clear,
Okay.
easy to digest format.
So it's not just about writing like a long rambling article
Right.
and hoping someone will stumble across the answer
Exactly.
they're looking for. It's about being much more targeted
Yeah,
and specific.
exactly. And that's where things can get really interesting
Okay.
because it forces us as content creators to think more strategically about our audience and their needs.
Right.
We have to become almost like mind readers,
Yeah.
anticipating the exact questions they're going to ask.
I can see how that would be challenging,
It is.
but also incredibly rewarding
Absolutely.
if you get it right.
And that's why AEO is so closely linked to SGO,
Okay.
Search Generative Optimization.
Search generative optimization.
Remember, SGO is all about optimizing your content for conversational search. The way
Right.
people actually speak and ask questions.
Right.
It's about understanding the nuances of language,
Okay.
the intent behind those queries,
Right.
and crafting content that seamlessly fits into those conversations.
So instead of just focusing on keywords,
Yeah.
I need to think about the whole sentence, the whole question,
Right.
the whole thought process behind that search.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's a more holistic approach to content creation.
Okay.
One that recognizes the growing role of AI
Yeah.
in shaping how people search for and consume information.
Okay. I think I'm starting to wrap my head around this.
Good.
It's not just about keywords anymore.
Right.
It's about understanding your audience, anticipating their needs,
Exactly.
and creating content that genuinely connects with them
Yeah.
on a deeper level.
Deeper level.
Content that provides real value
Mhm.
and answers their questions in a way that feels natural and conversational.
You got it.
Wow.
It's a more human-centric approach to content creation,
Okay.
even though it's driven by AI advancements.
Interesting.
And that human element is something we'll continue to explore as we delve deeper
Okay.
into the practical strategies and tactics
All right.
you can use to thrive in this new world of content marketing.
This is already making me rethink my entire content strategy.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
But before we move on,
Okay.
there's another element of the AI revolution that I'm really curious about.
Okay.
These AI chat tools
Right.
everyone's talking about.
ChatGPT, Bard, the whole gang.
ChatGPT, Bard, the whole gang.
The blog post mentions them as well,
Yeah.
saying they can be incredibly useful for content creation,
Yeah, I've heard that.
but also stresses the importance of adding your own human touch.
Right. So can you shed some light on that?
Absolutely.
Mm.
AI chat tools are fascinating, aren't they?
They are.
They can be incredibly powerful allies in the content creation process,
Okay.
helping you brainstorm ideas, generate outlines,
Yeah.
even draft entire sections of content.
Wow.
They can be a real game changer for overcoming writer's block
Okay.
and exploring different angles on a topic.
That's great.
Yeah.
But I can see why the blog post emphasizes the importance of adding that human element.
Right.
What are the potential pitfalls of relying too heavily on these AI tools?
It's tempting to think of AI
Yeah.
as this magic bullet for content creation,
Right.
but it's important to remember
Okay.
that it lacks the nuance,
Mm-hmm.
the creativity,
Yeah.
the personal touch
Okay.
that make human-created content
Uh-huh.
truly engaging your unique voice, your experiences, your perspective.
Right.
Those are the things that set you apart from the crowd. Don't lose that in the pursuit of AI-generated efficiency.
So it's about using AI as a tool,
Yeah.
not a crutch.
That's a great way to put
Is
it.
that a good way to put it?
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Using AI to enhance our capabilities,
Right.
not replace them.
Gotcha.
Think of it like this AI can help you build the foundation,
Mm-hmm.
but it's your human touch
Okay.
that adds all the personality, the color, the details
Yeah.
that make it truly yours.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
AI can be a powerful assistant,
Right.
but it's ultimately up to us,
Mm-hmm.
the content creators,
Yeah.
to bring our unique voice and vision to the table.
Exactly. And as we move forward in this deep dive,
Okay.
we'll explore more specific strategies and tactics for doing just that, for harnessing the power of AI
Yeah,
while staying true to your authentic self
absolutely.
as a content creator.
But before we wrap up this first part,
Okay.
I think it's worth circling back to something we touched on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Building trust and authority with your audience,
Right.
it really is the foundation of successful content marketing
Yeah.
in the AI era.
You're right. That's a crucial point to emphasize.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up in all the technical aspects of
Yeah,
AEO and SGO,
right.
but ultimately it's not just about pleasing algorithms.
No, it's not.
It's about connecting with real people,
Yeah.
building relationships,
Mhm.
and establishing your brand as a trusted source of information.
And in a world where information is constantly bombarding us from all sides,
Right.
that trust and authority are more valuable than ever.
Absolutely. It's what sets you apart from the noise,
Yeah.
makes your content stand out, and ultimately drives those meaningful connections that lead to conversions.
Well said. And as we move on to part 2 of this deep dive,
Okay.
keep that in mind.
All right.
It's not just about the technical aspects of AEO and SGO.
Mm-hmm.
It's about crafting content that resonates with your audience,
Yeah.
builds trust,
Yep.
and establishes you as a thought leader in your field.
Right.
Content that, as we've learned, AI will love too.
All right, folks, that wraps up part 1 of our deep dive into content marketing in the age of AI. We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but there's still so much more to explore.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
We'll be back soon with part 2,
Okay.
where we'll delve even deeper into the strategies that will help you thrive in this new world.
Sounds good.
But before you go,
Okay.
we want to leave you with a little something to ponder.
Here's a question for you to think about.
Okay.
If AI could give you personalized advice
Mm-hmm.
based on all the content you've created,
Okay.
what would it say?
Oh, wow.
What kind of content creator does AI see you as?
It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it?
It is.
It makes you think about how AI is already analyzing and categorizing our content,
Yeah.
even if we're not fully aware of it.
Exactly. And as we delve deeper into the strategies for AEO and SGO success,
Right?
it's essential to keep that AI perspective in mind.
Okay.
But for now, we'll leave you with that question to ponder.
Something to mull over until we meet again for part 2.
Exactly.
See you soon.
See ya. Welcome back to our deep dive into content marketing in the age of AI. I hope you've had a chance to reflect on that question we left you with.
I have.
What kind of content creator does AI see you as?
Yeah, it's a question that's been swirling around in my head ever since we ended part 1. And honestly, it's a bit humbling to think about how AI is constantly analyzing our work,
Yeah.
even if we're not always conscious of it.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just creating content for human eyes anymore.
Right.
We're creating it for algorithms too.
Yeah.
And those algorithms have very specific criteria for what they consider to be high quality, valuable content.
And those criteria are constantly evolving as AI gets smarter, right?
Exactly.
So we can't just rest on our laurels and assume that what worked yesterday will work today.
Nope. You got to stay agile,
Okay.
adaptable, and willing to experiment.
Right.
And that's what we're going to focus on in this part of the deep dive.
Okay.
Actionable strategies you can use to optimize your content
Okay.
for both AI and human audiences.
Okay, I'm ready to get into the nitty-gritty.
All right, let's do it.
In part one, we talked about the importance of AEO and SGO.
Right.
But we didn't really get into the specifics of how to implement them.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Well, one of the most effective strategies for both AEO and SGO is something we touched on briefly before.
Okay.
Creating content clusters and topic models.
Okay.
Remember, this is about building a structured network of content
Okay.
around a particular theme
Yeah.
rather than just writing one-off articles.
So instead of just writing one article about, say, healthy eating,
Right. Well,
I would create a whole cluster of content
Exactly.
that explores different facets of that topic.
precisely. You might have a pillar page
Yeah.
that serves as the central hub with links to related articles on topics like meal planning,
Right.
healthy snack ideas,
Okay.
recipes for different dietary needs,
Click on.
the whole 9 yards.
I'm starting to see how this would be beneficial.
Yeah.
It's like creating a choose-your-own-adventure guide to healthy eating,
I like that.
with each article diving deeper into a specific aspect. But they're all connected back to that central pillar page,
Right.
which gives AI a clear understanding of your expertise on the topic.
Exactly. And from a user perspective,
Mm-hmm.
it's a much more engaging and satisfying experience.
Okay.
They can easily find the specific information they're looking for,
Right.
and they're more likely to stick around and explore other related content.
So it's a win-win for both AI and humans.
Absolutely. And here's another bonus.
Okay.
By interlinking all this related content,
Yeah.
you're also signaling to search engines that your website is a comprehensive and authoritative source on that topic.
That makes sense. It's like you're building a mini encyclopedia on your website.
Right.
But instead of being dry and boring, it's
Yeah.
engaging,
Yeah.
informative,
Keeps people coming back for more.
and keeps people coming back for more.
That's a great way to put it.
And the beauty of this approach is that it's scalable.
It is.
You can start with a small cluster of content
Right.
and gradually expand it over time as you explore new facets of the topic.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm definitely going to be implementing this strategy. But what about those long tail keywords we talked about in part one?
Yeah.
How do they fit into the picture?
Long-tail keywords are absolutely crucial for both AEO and SGO. Remember, they're those longer, more specific phrases that people use when they're searching for something very particular.
Okay.
And because they're often phrased as questions or complete sentences,
Yeah.
they reveal the user's intent much more clearly than shorter,
Right.
more generic keywords.
So instead of just targeting the keyword dog food,
Right.
I might target the long tail keyword.
Yeah.
Best dog food for puppies with sensitive stomachs.
Exactly. And by targeting that specific long-tail keyword, you're attracting an audience that's highly motivated and likely to convert.
Okay.
They're not just browsing, they're actively searching for a solution to a specific problem.
I see. It's like fishing with a spear instead of a net.
I like that.
You're much more likely to catch what you're actually looking for.
That's a great analogy. And because long-tail keywords are often less competitive,
Okay.
it's easier to rank higher in search results for those terms.
Right.
You're not going head-to-head with the big players for those broad generic keywords.
Right.
You're carving out your niche and establishing yourself as the go-to source
Okay.
for those specific queries.
Okay, so we've got content clusters,
Yup.
topic models,
Yeah.
and long tail keywords.
Right.
All great strategies for optimizing our content for AI.
It is.
But what about the actual writing itself?
Right.
How do we make sure our content is engaging, informative,
Yeah.
and, well, human?
That's where the art of storytelling comes in.
Okay.
And this is where I think a lot of content creators get tripped up.
Yeah.
They get so focused on the technical aspects of SEO
Right.
that they forget about the most important element,
Okay.
connecting with their audience
Yeah.
on an emotional level.
It's easy to get caught up in all the algorithms and keywords, isn't it?
It is.
But at the end of the day, we're creating content for humans.
Right.
And humans are wired for stories.
Exactly. Stories have the power to captivate our attention, evoke emotions,
Yeah.
and make information more memorable.
Right.
Think about the brands and content creators you admire.
Okay.
What is it about their work that draws you in?
Yeah.
Chances are they're not just presenting facts and figures.
Right.
They're telling stories, sharing experiences, and connecting with you on a human level.
They're making us feel something.
Yeah.
And that's what makes their content stand out in a sea of noise.
Precisely. And here's the really interesting part. AI is starting to understand the power of storytelling too.
Really?
Remember, AI is designed to mimic human intelligence.
Right.
It's learning to recognize the patterns and nuances of human language,
Okay.
including the elements of storytelling that captivate our attention.
So if we want our content to resonate with both AI and human readers, we need to master the art of storytelling.
Absolutely. It's the key to creating content
Okay.
that's both informative and engaging,
Yeah.
both valuable and memorable.
And it's a skill that will become even more valuable as AI continues to shape the content landscape.
I love that it's not just about algorithms and keywords.
Right.
It's about the human element, the power of storytelling,
Yeah.
to connect with people on a deeper level.
You've hit the nail on the head, and that's something AI can never fully replicate.
Really?
It can analyze data,
Okay.
identify patterns, and even generate text.
Wow.
But it can't replace the creativity, empathy,
Right.
and unique perspective that humans bring to the table. This is really inspiring me to think more critically about my content.
Good.
But I have to admit, I'm also feeling a bit overwhelmed.
I understand. There's a lot to take in.
It's a lot to process,
Yeah.
especially with the rapid pace of AI advancements.
Right.
But don't let it paralyze you.
Okay.
The key is to start small, experiment,
Okay.
and find what works for you and your audience.
Right.
And remember, you don't have to do it all alone.
What do you mean?
Well, this is where those AI tools we talked about earlier can really come in handy.
Okay.
It can be invaluable for helping you brainstorm story ideas, structure your content, and even find relevant examples and data points to support your narrative.
So it's about using those tools strategically to enhance our storytelling capabilities,
Yeah,
not to replace them.
exactly. AI can be a powerful ally in the content creation process,
Okay.
but it's up to us to wield that power wisely and ethically.
Okay. I'm feeling much more empowered now.
Good.
I'm starting to see how all these different elements,
Right.
AEO, SGO, storytelling, AI tools,
Right.
can work together to create truly exceptional content
Yeah.
that resonates with both humans and algorithms.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And as we move into the final part of this deep dive,
Okay.
we're going to put all these insights into action.
Yeah.
We'll explore some specific tactics and tools you can use to craft AI-friendly content
Okay.
that doesn't sacrifice the human touch.
I'm excited to see what you have in store.
All right, it's going to be good.
Until next time, then.
See ya.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into content marketing in the age of AI. We've explored a lot of fascinating concepts.
Yeah, we have.
From the evolving world of SEO to the power of storytelling. Now let's shift gears and talk about some practical tools and tactics
Okay.
you can use to create content that thrives in this new landscape.
You know, one thing that really stood out to me in our source material
Okay.
is the emphasis on clarity and conciseness.
Right.
Remember, we're now living in the age of answer engines.
People are bombarded with information. They're looking for quick, easily digestible answers to their questions.
That makes sense. No one has time to wade through walls of text anymore.
Right.
We want information presented to us in a way that's easy to understand and act on.
Exactly. And that's a crucial shift for content creators to understand.
Okay.
We need to make it as effortless as possible for people to find the information they're looking for.
So how do we do that? What are some practical ways to structure our content
Okay.
to meet those needs?
Well, the blog post mentions a few key elements.
Okay.
Things like FAQs,
FAQs.
how-to guides,
Yeah.
and those quick snippets of information
Right.
that often appear at the top of search results.
Yeah.
It's all about anticipating the questions your audience might have
Okay.
and providing those answers in a clear, concise format.
I've definitely noticed those snippets becoming more prominent in search results.
Yeah.
They're super helpful
They are.
because they give you the information you need without having to click through to a website.
And that's precisely the behavior we need to cater to as content creators.
Okay.
We need to make it easy for people to find the answers they're looking for, whether they're skimming through search results
Right.
or diving deeper into our content.
So incorporating things like FAQs,
Yeah.
bulleted lists,
Yeah.
and clear headings can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
It's like creating a roadmap for your readers.
Right.
Guiding them to the information they need without any unnecessary detours.
That's a great way to put it, and here's another bonus.
Okay.
This structured approach not only benefits your human readers, but also helps AI understand and categorize your content.
Okay.
Remember, AI thrives on structure and clarity.
Right.
So it's a win-win for everyone involved.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. It seems like a lot of these strategies that are good for AI are also good for human readers.
You're absolutely right. It's not about creating separate strategies for AI and humans. It's about finding that sweet spot where both can thrive.
Right.
And that's where those AI tools we've been talking about can really come into play.
Okay, let's talk about those tools.
Right.
The blog post mentions them as being incredibly helpful for content creation.
It can be.
But also stresses the importance of using them thoughtfully.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
AI tools like ChatGPT and Bard can be game changers for content creators.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They can help you brainstorm ideas, generate outlines, even draft entire sections of content.
Wow.
They can be especially helpful for overcoming writer's block, exploring different angles on a topic, and even suggesting relevant keywords and phrases.
It's almost like having a virtual writing assistant at your fingertips.
It is.
But I can see how it would be tempting to rely too heavily on these tools.
Right.
Where's the line between helpful assistance and letting AI take over?
That's a crucial question. While these tools can be incredibly powerful, it's important to remember that they're just tools.
Okay.
They're not a replacement for human creativity, critical thinking, or that unique voice and perspective that you bring to your content.
So it's about using them strategically to enhance our capabilities, not to replace them.
Exactly.
We're still the ones steering the ship, so to speak.
Right. And that's where the concept of human in the loop comes in.
Okay.
It's about maintaining that human oversight throughout the content creation process.
Right.
Even when we're leveraging AI tools,
okay,
we need to be the ones setting the direction. Making the editorial decisions, ensuring that the content aligns with our brand and our values.
I like that. It's about finding that balance between AI assistance and human ingenuity.
Precisely. And it's a balance that will become increasingly important as AI continues to evolve.
You know, we've talked a lot about the technical aspects of content marketing in the age of AI. But I think it's important to step back and remember the bigger picture. Ultimately, content marketing is about connecting with people, building relationships, and providing value to your audience.
You're absolutely right. And that human connection is something that AI can never fully replicate.
Wow.
No matter how sophisticated these tools become, they can't replace the empathy, creativity, the understanding that we bring to the table.
So as we embrace these new technologies and adapt our strategies, let's not forget the heart of content marketing, the human connection.
I couldn't agree more. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But hopefully you're walking away feeling inspired, equipped to navigate the world of content marketing in the age of AI.
It's been an incredible journey. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is that while the tools and technologies are constantly evolving, the fundamentals of good content remain the same. It's about providing value, telling compelling stories, connecting with your audience on a deeper level.
Well said. And remember, the most important tool in your content creation arsenal is your own unique voice and perspective. Embrace that. Use it wisely. And you'll be well positioned to thrive in this exciting new era.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep creating content that matters.
Good content.
Content that informs, inspires, and makes a difference in the world.